swiftly and decisively in that instance. He made a statement that the KPK should be able to investigate the case. He criticised the police move against the detectives, and he told the DPR to desist from the move to amend the law. So the KPK was able to press on, and Joko Susilo was sentenced this month to 10 years in prison. So in the end, this became a victory for the KPK, albeit one that must have reminded them how tenuous their position is when they take on the police. And overall, as I said, Yudhoyono's approach to these cases has been to be reluctant to get involved in what is admittedly a complex and interest-laden area of law enforcement reform. He formed an anti-legal mafia task force back in 2009 when there was another confrontation between the KPK and the police, but that's long faded from view. And a new president would need to invest more political weight in this area if there's to be any progress, backing the KPK, demanding results from their law enforcement appointees. That would tread on toes, but it could only be popular with the voting public, and so that would be their capital to proceed. The next problem then is that of the military and the rule of law, where this year two high-profile attacks in March revealed the military still to be an institution that engages in brazen violence when it feels its interests have been harmed, and then demands the right to control the investigation and trial processes over attacks that occur, even when its personnel are clearly guilty of civilian crimes. When these cases happen, both this year and previous years, it always triggers demands to transfer authority to try cases to the civilian courts, but that reform has been stalled since Yudhoyono's first term. So of the two attacks this year, the first involved around 75 soldiers going in broad daylight to burn down a police station in South Sumatra, killing a civilian and injuring 5 police, after a policeman had shot a soldier 2 months earlier. Yudhoyono commented on the case. It did go to the courts. The policeman who shot the soldier got 13 years for murder in a civilian court. The 12 of the soldiers who were tried got a few months to 4 years in a military court, with not even all of them being dismissed from the military. The head of the military court said this showed no soldier was above the law. Then just 2 weeks later, soldiers from the Special Forces Unit Kopassus forced their way into the Cibongan prison in Yogyakarta and shot dead 4 prisoners being held there, themselves accused of killing a Kopassus member at a nightclub several days earlier. Amid intense public scrutiny over this prison raid and the murders, the army formed an investigative team to take control of the case from the police. But when the team handed down its findings about 2 weeks later, it read more like a damage control exercise or even a justification of the killings rather than a genuine attempt to investigate. The head of the investigative team noted the strength of the Kopassus soldiers' esprit de corps and their desire to